Shana.
And Marnie.
So,
Somebody at work is rewatching Girls.
oh, okay.
And so I was like, who do you think you are in the show?
Okay, what did they say?
And she was like, I think I am Marnie.
Interesting.
And I was like, oh, I think I'm Marnie. And she
Yeah.
said, no.
I think you're Jessa.
That's what she said. That is mad. Based on what, sorry?
I just think it's just the embodiment and the personality.
I think this is great. Maybe I need to go back and rewatch the show because I feel like I was... I feel like I've been through it on this show. First she was like, you're Hannah, which absolutely not.
Oh, sorry.
Then it was
No,
Buddy,
Jessa.
and now
I
I'm
said-
Jessa.
Sorry, let's correct it. I thought you were Hannah.
Oh, so you're saying I am Hannah?
I think you're more Hannah. Sorry, Jessa is rewind, but I do think you're more Hannah than Jessa. Because Hannah, as I said, was the source of the problem. Jessa was a bit free-spirited, which I don't think you're as much.
That's so interesting because the person who said that I was Jessa said, you're free-spirited. That's why I think you're Jessa. But obviously this person only knows me at work.
True, but I know you.
Excuse me?
In and outside of work.
She pointed at me in a very aggressive manner.
I've known... Okay, sorry, I take that back. I have known you outside of work for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I would not describe you as free-spirited. If they gave me the top 3 adjectives, free-spirited isn't up there.
What does that even mean?
I just don't think, like...
No, because that's like chaos. Very chaotic. I would never do free spirit.
No, but I don't think I don't think you're chaotic.
But I also just don't think I'm Hannah because, like, at least in season 1 Hannah, I would never get in a relationship with a guy and be like, who like clearly doesn't like or feels like he doesn't like me. I feel like Hannah did and for the whole show a lot of things for the story.
Oh yeah.
And I don't.
And actually, you're not. You wouldn't do that because I think another one of our friends is Hannah. No.
Oh, who do you think is Hannah? Really?
Yeah. No, in the regards to that description.
Okay.
But then also in the free-spirited part, she could be a Jessa.
She could be a Jessa.
So yeah, I don't know. I feel like you lean more to Hannah because of the writing thing.
I know, and you said that the first time.
I did, yeah.
Feel like, I don't know where you got that idea from because I'm not Hannah Mother. I will never be Hannah.
I think there's aspects of Hannah.
She's like a brat as well, so you're basically saying I'm a brat.
Well, no, I'm kidding. I think there's aspects of Hannah that I could relate to you, but there's also other aspects of Hannah, like the more annoying parts that are definitely not you.
Thank you.
Because I think Hannah she needs to grow up for quite a bit, like quite a lot of the series.
Yeah.
She had to grow up, and then when she starts to really grow up towards the latter end, that's really more like you.
So I'm gonna have a baby with Riz Ahmed, is what you're trying to say,
I mean, if you want to,
and then just disappear.
no, I think that last season was a bit. The baby threw me off.
The baby was wild.
Yeah, there's certain like storylines that I kind of like.
That's what I mean about Hannah being the person who does stuff for stories. Like, you have no business having a child. And why are you the first in this group to have a child as well?
True. In TikTok land, she would in TikTok. If TikTok existed around the time of Girls, Hannah would be on the plot going, I'm going on this first date with this guy.
Yeah.
Even though he has like not text me back for like 3 days, he kind of gives me this kind of weird vibe. But I really just want to see how things are gonna go.
Yeah.
And I feel that's
Or she'd be the person who is always recording on the street, be like, guys, the craziest thing just happened to me on the subway. Just shut up, dude.
Yeah.
Every bad thing would happen to her specifically.
Yeah. Like, oh my god, I cannot believe this.
Yeah.
I agree with your point. Like, I feel like maybe it's a last season thing where they have to throw everything to the wall of like all the crazy stories have to come out in the last season. Because I'm currently rewatching, apart from the shows that we are supposed to be rewatching, I am currently rewatching Ugly Betty. I don't know what possessed me to watch it, but I started watching. It's Disney Plus.
Okay, yeah.
So I started watching it, and
because I started rewatching it during lockdown, and then it went off Amazon. So maybe I'll do the same.
Crap! Do you know what happens at the end?
No.
Oh crap! Is it worth me?
You couldn't tell me because I feel like I kind of know.
Yeah. Okay, so Betty goes to London.
No, I did not know that.
Crap. So.
Go on.
So Betty goes to London, and they kind of like insinuate a potential romance between Daniel.
Yeah, I did hear that.
So I don't know what intrigued me to feel like, okay, let me watch it from the beginning to see was there signs that I missed, and I was watching parts of it like, oh, actually, maybe that could have been it. Like maybe that could have been like they were close. That they had this episode in the early, like episode 1, where Betty and Daniel have like a whole night together, and they go to, like they go across New York, and when I remember when I watched it the first time, I was just like, I had the biggest crush on Daniel.
Of course you did.
Yes. I'll have another revelation after I go through this topic, but like I just always thought, they're just friends, and platonic, and is an assistant and the boss, and that was it. They were just always friendly, and there was no attraction. But I was like, thinking back on it now, that was a date.
Also, like, so when I started rewatching, I feel like it's something we should rewatch for the pod for sure. Yeah. But like, when I was rewatching it, I think I was more struck by how like romantic their relation, like how much it's like, please, I need you to support me. I need you to believe in me. Like, there's a lot of like
dependency.
Yeah, it was very intense.
Yeah,
and like it's interesting because their relationship and like Peggy and Don's relationship in Mad Men. Like, I haven't watched Mad Men ever, So Mad Men, again, it's like an assistant and the boss, and like they are very close, but like it's very clear in that show that like nothing romantic here. Like there's nothing romantic here, and it actually adds layers to that relationship because it's like you two see each other, and because you see each other, there's nothing romantic here. Because like I know what you're really like, and I know that that's not the way to have a relationship with you. Actually, it would be smarter for me to remain your friend. And so there's no hint of that, but but the fact that they show up for each other the way they show up for each other, it makes it more special because it's like there's no like, what if we hooked up sometime? It's lurking. It's just like, I did this because I see it for you. And it was like, when I was watching it back, looking at the relationship, I was like, this is a lot. I don't like it is kind of setting itself up if you then decide that they're going to get together, because there's just so many moments that you could have been them rom-com moments.
Which is what weirdly weird when I was watching.
They want you to feel about the guy with the glasses.
What's his name? Oh my god,
who was also hot.
He was so hot. Sorry. Yeah, basically, Ugly Betty made me
like white men.
We move. It was one of many shows that did, but like we'll touch on it next. But like, I believe the romance between the guy and what was his name? Charlie and it's gonna really bug me. The guy
wasn't the boyfriend in the first episode. Is his name like Howie or something? You know, the like kind of nerdy one.
Yeah, him. But then the other guy. Ugly Betty. What was the name of the guy?
Harrison.
No.
Harry.
Wasn't Harry.
Harry.
Oh my god, what was his name?
Kurt.
Why am I... Henry.
I was close!
Oh, not that bad, yeah. So Henry, of course I definitely believed the Henry and Betty, like, romance. And then when it got to the last season, they were trying to, like, insinuate, like, Danny was now seeing Betty in a new light because, like, her braces are off. And her dress, her dress sense has got so much better, and she's, like, progressed so much in Mead. I was like, am I supposed to believe this, or we're just throwing storylines to the wall to finish this up? I haven't yet finished the season. I'm on the final season, but I've still got probably another 5 or 10 episodes to finish watching, because that was a time when we had 20 episodes per season. Which is crazy to think about it now.
Yes, and they're like 45 to an hour long. Like
but yeah, that's you saying that about the last season of Girls made me think about the last season of Ugly Betty, and also many shows where they just start to throw wacky storylines in, or like storylines that maybe the audience may have wanted to see, but it was a bit too far-fetched, and now they're like, well, we don't have any more story, or this is going to wrap up soon, so let's just experiment and try this new storyline. But yeah, on to the next point I was mentioning. Yeah, Ugly Betty was one of the few shows that did make me think, maybe White Ways, Pasta and Lobster. Like, Henry was definitely so beautiful, and Daniel as well. I was really I didn't realise when I was rewatching it, like, his eyes are so blue. Also, Alexis is beautiful.
Girl from X-Men, she's
so beautiful.
I'm sorry, we really glossed over the fact
Rebecca
that
Romaine,
they cast her to play a trans woman.
Yeah. I feel like you want to continue that point.
No, like, I was just like...
It's wild, yeah.
So, sorry, what was... The casting of her was clearly, they went, you look kind of masculine, which is mad.
When I look at her,
Yeah,
it's a jaw. It's only the jaw.
But
That's
lots of women look like that and have looked like that for centuries. Like it is obviously a masculine trait to have like a strong jawline. It's what you want in men for sure. Yeah. But like to cast a woman with a strong jawline and be like, you could be a man is crazy. It's crazy to me. The other thing that's crazy is it's not like there weren't trans actors at that time.
No, there was
actually could have someone trans to play that character and said no.
Yeah, and they also in this season they had an episode where there was like transgender if they just dress up?
No, transvestite.
There was like a transvestite episode where one guy is like impersonating Wilhelmina, and they had the whole group of them like dancing, and it was like a real like fun drag show, and they could have picked one of them to...
Listen,
no.
We're gonna make sure that you guys are like, you know, like horny for Alexis, and then be like, what does this mean? What does this mean? A trans woman, like, she's not actually a trans woman, first of all, and second of all, why did she cast her?
It's interesting.
Because low-key, as a kid, I was like, wow, this is the first trans woman I've ever
Yeah.
Oops. And then being like, hold on, I feel like I've seen that. I think I remember looking it up because I was like, I just can't believe it.
Oh, did you? No, I knew she was. I knew she
and
was.
I was like, she's not trans. I was like, damn, you guys really got me.
Yeah, I knew she was a cisgender female actress, but so yeah, that part didn't really. I didn't even thought much of it. Also, they kept on doing the flashback of what Alex looked like, and you're like, oh, she's supposed to be Alexis, and yeah. What was the other thing I was gonna say? Vanessa Williams, stunning from then and now.
Damn
then and
boots.
Now, so beautiful. So those are the many observations I had as I was rewatching it. But yeah, the Daniel and Henry part, bad. There's probably a couple of shows that really made me look like we've talked about it, like
Hot White Boyfriends.
Yeah, the hot white boyfriend thing, and also like I think I know that as I grew up, my taste in men also changed. Expanded is the word, but I think it expanded more because of like the media portrayal of certain actors, and like Henry and Daniel were in the list of men. I was like, oh, he's attractive, and he's white.
I wonder if I could plot through.
I think what the men that did
that I found attractive that made me think, hey, some of these white men are alright.
Yeah. So there's a different world out there. There's a whole world out there. I'm trying to think.
This is a very niche one.
Go on.
But they cast the person who used to play, what was his name? Stephen in EastEnders, who was Ian's like stepson, right? Like it was like when we were like 14 or 15 anyway. It was just a random, if I saw him today you'd be like, this is the most normal looking guy you've ever seen in your entire life. But as a kid I was like, no, he had like really dark hair, really pale skin, and I was like, and light eyes, and I was like, wow. And it was like kind of like the bad boy. I was like, this is doing something for me, sister. Like, this is working. This is working. And then they killed him.
This guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not ugly.
I think that's him.
He's not like bad looking or ugly.
Oh my god. But what I'm saying is, like, if you saw this guy now, you would walk straight past him in the street.
Yeah, I would.
But at the time, I was like, no one has ever been this fit.
He's a good looking guy. Do you know what? I was also...
And also he was like 17.
Yeah,
so like when you're 15, you're like, this is doable.
Yeah, this is like, he's old enough, but not like too old.
I could do this.
Also, you know what? I fell into, on TikTok, I definitely fell into the blue TikTok, not the blue TikTok. It was just basically, I saw like a video of like nostalgia and the blue singing like, what
One for the money.
One
all
love.
Rise.
Oh yeah, all rise, yeah.
Rest my case.
And I was like, Duncan, that time he was so attractive.
No, Duncan was hot.
It was hot, but I never
man.
saw it. I was like, it was always like Lee had a really great voice, and the black guy, I can't remember what his name was.
Simon.
And Anthony was alright, but I was looking at him, I was like, Duncan was so attractive.
Duncan was hot.
Have you seen him now?
He's gay now.
Yeah, I know that, but like he's been doing work.
But it also makes sense. It absolutely makes sense. He was too gorgeous.
Yeah,
I'm just a straight man.
No. But like, I literally, and then I saw another. Then I
Simon was hot though.
Yeah, Simon was hot. Yeah, I swiped another like couple of videos, and then I saw another video of. I was like, how did I fall asleep and not see that Duncan was like the best looking guy in the group?
He was the best looking guy in the group, but I was like, what are we supposed to do about that?
Yeah, just
live our lives. Because the music, it wasn't hitting in the way it needed to.
I thought they had some good songs.
They had some good songs, but you weren't like, I need to get tickets. Yeah, it's true.
No, it's true. I don't think I was. I liked boy bands, but I don't think I ever was like the. I'm gonna cry when one of the boys leave the band.
Never.
Or going to see them live. Like, if anything, I was like, I want to go and see the Spice Girls live. I want to go and see Destiny Child live. I didn't care about seeing Blue or like JLS or I'm trying to think or NSYNC or Backstreet Boys. Like
I would have liked to see NSYNC. I would have been fine to see NSYNC.
What other songs apart from like?
But I think it's just hard, right? Because in the band, it's
gonna
like
be me.
You're expecting to. If I was your girlfriend.
Oh yeah, true. Wasn't that just Justin Timberlake and Pharrell?
Don't be disrespectful. It's Nelly actually.
What was Justin Timberlake and Pharrell? I think Senorita. That was Justin Timberlake.
Sorry, Justin Timberlake back then.
Oh, Justin Timberlake now.
But Justin Timberlake back then.
Yeah.
Banger after banger after banger. I was like, this man is unstoppable. Yeah. He's perfect. He's great at dancing. He's great at singing. The whole package. What
the hell has happened?
That album, Justified.
Oh. Justified was Justified. No, Future Sex Love Sound.
That was the last time.
Oh, I liked 2020 Vision. I liked as well.
Wait, hold on.
It was when it was in the suit and ties.
Suit and ties on that. Okay, I like that song.
But I do think Future Sex Love Sound is
dun,
that
dun,
was.
Dun, 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 dun. This is why it's crazy Timberland. What has happened to him. Because
true.
When I tell you, if you weren't there, like anyone who's there knows exactly what we're talking about. If you weren't there, I don't even know if we can describe the chokehold that Justin Timberlake had on R&B music.
Justin Timberlake was on MTV Base, MTV Hits, MTV
Pop.
He was on every single station.
You're not going.
They probably throw him on the rock one as well if they wanted to.
You are not turning on your TV.
I'm missing him.
I'm missing Justin Timberlake if he's dropped us on.
He was like, I mean, but the thing is, his music was so good. Him and Timbaland.
Yeah.
That pairing.
Match made in heaven.
Exactly. Never left Timbaland.
He should basically. This is what I stand by my point. Justin Timberlake made a big mistake deciding to be white. Because when he was being black, he was raking in the money.
True.
The minute he decided he wanted to be a white man,
But there's a couple. The thing is,
he lost his court audience.
He did. But I've seen this. It's quite interesting because there's a lot of artists who are trying to do this kind of like straddle. Like, okay, taking it back a bit more. Like Miley Cyrus when she went through her bangers.
Some of those bangers were bangers.
Some of them were like.
And we can't stop.
Oh no, I did actually like Wrecking Ball. Like it was actually a good song. But when she then tries to go back into being white, those albums that followed were a bit of a struggle. And the Flowers one was a good song. Like, that was it. But I don't know whether it would have just benefited her just to stay white.
From the beginning?
Yeah. Like, why did she need to...
But she needs to do that because she was like, I'm not a kid.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm a wild girl.
Yeah, but I don't understand why she needs to do the black thing.
Because that's cool.
Well, that was ridiculous. And then also, another artist that's recently trying to do this is Camila Cabello. I keep on seeing stuff like with her trying.
Isn't she racist though?
I know. And then she's partnered with Drake.
Work, girl. When she was like, "Hey, it's just really sad that people are mad at my best friend Drake. He's a good guy." It's like you coming out to even support Drake is gonna dig the grave deeper. Leave that man alone. Kiss of death.
Leave that boy alone.
He's already dead. He's already dead and buried. He doesn't need to come and piss on his grave.
Exactly, because you have already Kendrick Lamar performing Not Like Us 5 times in a stadium. He's done and finished. I can't wait to see that video.
It's mad.
Because they were filming the video. And that song, I hate the words. I hate the message. But it is such a catchy song. Not Like Us.
Why do you hate the words in message?
No, I think because it's all about references to things like pedophilia and A minor, like all that stuff. And the fact that you're dancing to it makes me feel a bit icky, but I can't hate the beat.
No, we do live it, but I feel like, you know, not to get religious, but we are in the end times because you're right. Why are we dancing to a song where we're basically saying that a man is a paedophile? And also, to make those claims and for
nothing.
Got no proof of this.
Yeah, but there's no criminal. Nothing.
No criminal charges. You actually got on a song and said you're a paedophile and nothing happened to you.
No. Everyone is just chilling.
Drake is just like, I guess. I guess. I'm not gonna say shit. Which is crazy.
The fact that on the album, on the video, single cover, it has your house and people. So it's not just Drake. There's an army of pedophiles in that house.
And you're just like,
they're not like
I'm ignoring it. I'm just not even gonna. I'm not gonna
engage
in it anymore. It's like you're getting. They're calling you a paedophile.
They're literally at the moment they're still racking up the series because they have to do Surviving R. Kelly. Sorry, they're still finishing Surviving R. Kelly Part 2. Surviving P Diddy. You're next. Surviving Drake.
It's peak.
It's
I
such a peak.
I wouldn't. Me personally, I wouldn't want to be in it.
No,
it's not a situation I wouldn't be
so
in.
you that should not be part of your brand, but she's trying to, anyway. So, how did we get onto this? The white men that really got us a potential. Not choco, just open our eyes to different.
He should have just stayed back.
He should have, yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, there was a period of time where I was like, Justin Timberlake's not white.
I knew he was white.
No, I was like, no, he could be mixed.
No,
he's got curly hair. He could be mixed.
No, yeah, true. That period, the way he was.
There was a period of time where I was like,
he did have
if
curly
you told
hair.
me this man was like, quarter something, I would not have blinked an eye at it. I would have been like, yeah, so cool.
True.
And then to find out he's just a white man, I said, this is crazy.
Yeah, because the white man aspect did not hit at all.
It was a big mistake.
It was a big mistake. Because I don't know. I can't remember any song past 2020 Vision.
Just kept the braids. Do you remember when he used to have cornrows?
What? Oh God, yes.
That's when he was black.
No, he was, but it was white. Like it wouldn't have aged well if he continued.
No, obviously.
Had he continued staying black, he would have been Chet Hanks.
I mean, not if he did my power move, which was marry Beyonce.
I'll be honest, if you
imagine the dynasty.
Yes, it would have been. Yeah, but okay.
Obviously, Beyonce and Jay-Z have created an empire. I'm not trying.
True, but actually, I think about it like Beyonce and Usher could have been a different.
I don't like that.
The BET Awards was recently, and they was doing a tribute for him, and they Tiana Taylor and Victoria Monet recreated the performance that Beyonce and Usher did, and they could have been something. It would have been crazy.
Yeah, that Naughty Girl video is great.
Which one? Oh yeah, which one? Sorry, which video?
The Naughty Girl.
Yeah, that was.
Wait, no, it's not that one.
It was the
What's the one where she? No, it is.
When she's in the
yeah,
champagne.
No,
thing,
yeah.
It's not a girl. It's not a girl.
Yeah. And then they do a dance.
Yeah, that was a good point. I mean,
she wears that pink dress.
Yeah, she was
that
funny.
video is great.
Yeah,
Beyonce, great videos.
Yeah, she did. Yeah,
great videos. The kids don't do videos anymore.
She doesn't even do videos anymore.
The kids
where's your visuals for Renaissance? You are the visual. Give me a video, damn it. I don't want to keep on like seeing videos from your tour to be like, oh wow.
Yeah, the visuals, the videos were just all of them iconic. Like sit into your memory. Baby Boy, I remember the bit when she's like in the sand.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
Beautiful Liar, when her
Shakira
doing that, and they keep switching. Like there's so many, obviously single ladies.
True, yeah, you can't do that. Yeah. Even
Formation.
Sweet Dreams. I remember Sweet Dreams as well. Like it was such a basic video, but it's still memorable.
Irreplaceable,
yeah. Oh yeah.
Check on it, Me, Myself and I, like all of it, like literally I could
like each one I remember.
Do the frame by frame of each of those videos.
Deja
and the kids don't be doing videos anymore.
But then are we watching it though?
To be fair, I'm saying the kids, I don't want music the kids are even making.
No, I mean I listen to every now and again. I listen to like Victoria Monet, but she does a video. Like she did like a real great video for another song, and she was tributing like Michael Jackson. It was a cool video, and there's choreo. That's not even bothered to try and say the full word. But you're right.
In that video.
I think it was okay. But the choreo on My Mama is nice. I like that. And my favourite part is actually more the behind the scenes when the I can't say that word.
Choreographer. Yeah.
Yeah, when he was like trying to like motivate her to do it, and he's like, "For the pain." That's my favorite. Literally, that's my favorite part of the whole video and dance. Is every time she does that, I'm like, "For the pain." I was trying to find the pain and it looked so bad, but like, yeah. Why did I say that? Yeah, the girls don't do it. But that being said, most people go
Megan
on.
Does.
Who?
Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh yeah, does she? Yeah.
The video for WAP is also sitting into people's memories.
Yeah, true. Yeah, because they're just shaking their ass for 2 minutes straight.
What's the problem?
And perfectly honest, most of these videos are not even videos. On TikTok, is someone dancing to it for a minute, and that's the video. And then everyone does the exact same video, that exact same dance for that same video or that same song.
That when Tanashi was
nasty
performing Nasty, she did the dance.
Yeah,
from the
boy. I'm not lying. That boy's hips stayed in my memory now. Did she try to do it?
Yeah, she did it.
Oh my god, I actually want to see it, but I feel like she doesn't have the rhythm.
No, it's very. She did it very.
Like a kind of a.
At 50% as opposed to 100.
Yeah, because he went 100.
Oh,
like, she actually did it.
Yeah,
she should have brought him on. No, it's BT. She can't bring him on.
Was it? No, not the BT one.
Oh yeah, she should have brought him on.
What? He lives in the UK.
Yeah, bring him out for the tour.
Fly him out for one performance in a studio.
Yeah, but you do him. Yeah, but you're gonna tour it the song in a few places and bring him in.
I'm not gonna take him everywhere with me. That's crazy.
Just on the first one. You know what? Bring him in just for that. And then you let him go. And then at least you could have to pay him.
But he can dance, so you could just make him one of your dancers.
Yeah, that would do, innit? Yeah. But you know what? He's helped her because that song, I feel that song would not be the song it is without him.
It would not be a song that I'd be like, maybe I should download this if it wasn't for it being everywhere.
Because you just seen this boy going, I'll be a nasty girl.
And nobody talks about the girl. There is a girl also in that video. Everyone's like, no, but the boy...
No, have you seen the girl?
The Harry Potter friend is...
Have you seen the girl that he's trying to dance to? And there's another video I saw of them dancing, and she's on the wall doing this dance.
I don't see that.
Let me see if I can find it.
You can't do this on the pod. You can't be looking for videos while we're doing the podcast.
No, but I literally just... Okay, pause. Because I think I've got it. If you were on a date and he showed up with his hips that don't lie...
What's the date though? What are we doing on the date?
Dancing.
Food?
Oh yeah, you
I
go
for just having a restaurant.
No, you go for food, and then the food restaurant turns into a bar that has like salsa, and then he starts dancing. I'll be a nasty girl.
Why is he doing that at the salsa bar? Any dance when he gets on, he has one dance.
He doesn't know they have a salsa version of it. I'll be a nasty girl.
I would actually just have a good time.
Will you be seeing him again?
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
I like to have fun. Like, I don't be going on a date.
So therefore you are Jessa.
Excuse me?
You're free-spirited like Jessa.
Maybe I am, yeah. I want good memories. I do want good memories. Maybe this is me saying I'll do it for the story.
Yeah.
I'll do it for the story.
Hannah.
No, but I wouldn't do it if it was something that made me uncomfortable. That's different. She was doing stuff that made her like sad and uncomfortable, which she shouldn't have been doing. True. I am doing it because this is fun to me.
Yeah.
If I went on a date and he was like, yeah, I could do karate, was doing karate moves the whole time. No, that's not interesting to me. I'm gonna get out of here.
Yeah.
But if he was like, I don't know. He was like to the waiter, turn the song up. And then got up and
I'll be a nasty. I'll say, what?
I'd be like, this is crazy. Why?
I think my favorite part is when he. This is for.
When he lifts the shirt up and he does that.
He lifts the shirt and he knocks his head to the side. Like, I'll be like, what the hell is going on?
I'll be like, get it!
He was having the time of his life. I'll be like, you know what? We're not going to see each other again, but you are an amazing dancer. I think that's how I would lead the day. Yeah. It's a no for me, but like, I think out there.
Is it a no because he can dance? Is that what the issue is?
It's a no because his hips really don't lie.
But lots of men's hips don't lie.
Okay, no, it's a no because...
What about every single Congolese man? You're basically saying no Congolese men for you.
No, I
don't want to see your hips moving in any way,
no,
shape,
I think,
or form.
okay, let me say that back. It's a no because I don't personally find him attractive, but, you know...
Why did you go on the date with him?
Because you didn't tell me how he looks. It was a blind date. You just said, I want you to go somewhere. There's a nice guy who's on the other side of the table that you can go and meet.
You would never go on a blind date.
Oh, you're right. I'll be perfectly honest. I mean, the streets are the streets, so maybe I would be like free-spirited, quote unquote.
You absolutely would not. Not this year.
I'm trying to think who.
Maybe in 2 years.
Yeah. Who would I like? Maybe depends on the person. I trust them very much that they're not gonna.
Would you let me put you on a blind date? So that's a no, obviously.
I think in reality, I don't know if you're gonna try and do this for a plot or for jokes, and because of that, I would say no.
And I feel like
what
you're basically saying is you don't trust me as a person.
No, I trust you as a person. I just don't know what side of Jessa I'm going to get. If I'm going to get the side that... Oh, I'm sorry. What side of the girls I'm going to get. If I'm going to get... Hannah is going to do this for the plot. Jessa who's going to do this for a free spirit. Or Marnie, who I think will be a bit more screwed on.
Set?
What, Hannah? No,
Jessa
Marnie.
Sets. Yeah, maybe it's Marnie. Yes, it is, because...
See me.
Desi is in the play with Adam, right? Hannah is at her writing retreat, so she's not there. Adam is dating the other blonde girl, and Jessa is like, "Oh, money, you should meet Desi." I think she sets them up.
Okay.
I mean, that relationship obviously
failed.
But initially they were a good match for each other.
I still don't know if I would let you set me up with someone. Would you let me though?
I mean,
I think I'll be I think I'll pick a great person for you. My standards are high, you know that.
I feel like I would. My worry is, what's the pool of men that you're dipping? That you're getting?
Me?
Like, where are you getting this person from? Your church?
No.
Where have you got this person from?
I know people and I know places.
I'll say where. Just tell me.
Okay.
Tell me the pools and I'll tell you yes or no.
Probably like work or church or like the things out and about.
Well, if you're picking someone from out and about, it's a no, obviously, because you don't know that person.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I saw him in the Nando's and I thought he'd be really nice for you. No, thank you.
But actually, you know what? Doesn't answer the big question. Like, where else do you meet people if they're not from work and not from church?
Hobbies.
Yeah, I was like, okay. What if most of the hobbies are like they're just women that go?
Yeah.
So, on that note, maybe I'm not a good person to. Actually, you know what? I think. Yeah, I don't think
I think that's the thing about somebody setting you up on a date. You want to feel like, okay, you have a good pool of people to choose from. So at the very least, even if you're trying to be messy, this will be like a human man with a pulse. Who is like a decent age and has some money. Yeah,
I think the issue is I don't have a lot of male friends. But if I did, it would be a friend of a friend.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pick my direct friend. I will pick his friend that he vouches for. But I've met.
Yeah. The problem is I don't trust the male friends that I have, that they have friends that would be... Because why have you not tried to set me up with him?
That's the thing, yeah. Or... That's the same. Maybe my siblings have good male friends, but they're young. Yeah. This is the reason. Now, this starts to answer our question as to why we are single.
We don't know any man.
That's the thing. Or apps.
Yeah. You gotta get back on the apps.
There is, again, priority in my life.
A high probability that I won't be doing that. Is what you're saying.
It's just I don't like the apps. I never like the apps.
Yeah.
And just don't like them.
And I think that's fair.
There must be other ways to meet people in the wild.
Yeah.
But the wild is wild.
Just being outside. That's the other thing that you're not doing. You're outside.
No, but also, where's outside? Because
because obviously you're not going to meet anybody in your house. As people will say, you're not going to meet your man in your house, which is true. Because unless it's a delivery driver, how am I going to meet someone? But being outside in any capacity, going to the theatre, going to an art gallery, going out for drinks, like whatever it is that you're going, you're outside, right? So you have more. There's a high probability that you will see somebody that you like, but like the steps then have to be: you see someone that you like, that person likes you, that person is brave enough to approach you.
True.
The conversation then goes well.
Yeah. You
swap numbers.
Yeah.
There's lots of steps.
Yeah, true.
You can definitely get step 1.
Yeah.
But then, are you going to get step 2?
True.
They might then come over to you, open their mouth, and it's just like, oh, straight garbage.
Yeah.
You don't have to speak. You're disgusting. Like, there are just lots of steps to it. So, like, it seems a lot harder because when we were younger, men were braver about going up to girls.
Yeah.
Like,
that's the thing, and they're not anymore.
And the kind of men that are still brave, you shouldn't be going up to girls.
No, true.
But
weirdly, they still do.
You have different problems that you need to quit. I'm gonna solve them. But like the kind of guys that you would be like, that you'd want to come up to you, are not gonna come up to you.
Yeah, which is
so sad. The only way you can meet them is if they are on apps,
or you go and do a very male-centered hobby.
And even then, it's like,
why?
It's like, why?
Do you know what?
I don't want to do a hobby that's not like something I enjoy. If that happens to be something I enjoy and it's like male skewing, fantastic.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine myself being like, off I go rock climbing, because I've heard that there's boys that rock climbing. Like, I don't want dick that much.
There's so many.
I would like to try rock climbing though.
Oh, sorry, I think so. I would try.
What, try dick?
I thought you were gonna go with that. I was like, okay.
I would like to try rock climbing.
I mean, I will say that I have 2 friends who have met their husband
rock climbing
through rock climbing.
Damn.
I'm not even lying. 2
this
good
summer
friends.
You'll be hearing about me and Shoshana climbing.
Rock climbing.
Climbing.
Well, it's not all running clubs because I think everyone is.
I'm not doing that.
I'm not gonna lie. So yesterday I did go to my sister has a running club and
Did you see boys?
Not my age.
Damn.
But I would say it was a really great community. I don't know if I'll be able to go every week because the reason I wasn't able to go to begin with is because Wednesdays was always busy with stuff at church. But because it was quieting down over the summer, I was like, okay, I'll go. And it was really fun. The run was hard, I'm not gonna lie. It was actually really, really hard. So I was like at the back, like struggling for most of it. But yeah, there was boys, and everyone seemed to be like around a similar age, like late 20s, early 30s. Not my types per se, and everyone was a bit younger.
Why were they not your types?
Because I think everyone seemed nice, just wasn't my vibe. But maybe I'll go again. I'm sure.
How would you know you met them once? Do you feel like honestly?
Yeah.
That you'll when you meet your one.
Yeah.
You'll just know from the minute you meet them.
I would really hope so.
That's crazy.
But I think, okay.
That's crazy. Because we've been friends for 20 years and we did not know we were going to be friends for 20 years.
No, yeah.
Or not even the second time we met each other.
I mean,
or the third or the fourth.
I think,
or the fifth or
I
the sixth.
Okay, I take that back. I think it's different when it's girl friendships and men. The men, okay, take it back. The men... The men I've been interested in, it is quite instant that I am interested in them. Or there's like something that is drawing me to them.
Okay.
When it's female friendships, that is a slow burn.
But this is the thing, what I know about you, I bet you will meet your one.
I probably have.
And you won't hit off immediately. I think you guys might butt heads.
Yeah, but... And
it will be more of a thing that grows over time. Because that's how you know it's going to be forever. It's easy to... You're right. You see people be like, oh, he's hot. I hope he's one. You don't know that, man. He could be crazy.
I know.
But you will know that one because you guys have been through it already.
Yeah, maybe.
And you came out the other side. Because I feel like sometimes seeing...
You want the enemies to lovers story.
I love enemies to lovers.
But I don't think I need that. I think...
No, I know you think you don't need it, but I think that's going to be your story.
Why? I don't want enemies in my life.
That's why it's going to be your story.
Because
obviously, that's why I haven't met him yet, because you keep being like, I don't want enemies. When he comes in, you'll be ready for the enemy.
But I don't... But actually, I feel like it's...
You have a space in your enemy roster.
I don't think it's going to be an enemy thing, because I...
Also, enemies is a strong word. I'm not saying you guys are calling the police.
Actually, you know what? Okay,
I'm just saying like, it's not an immediate, like, maybe you're like, oh, he's a bit abrasive.
No, I think, like, you know what?
Maybe he walks in the room, he's a bit too big balls, and you're like, ugh, please. And then the next time you see him, he's a little bit more quiet. You're like, the third time you see him, you're like, wow, he really cares about his mother.
I hate that you know me.
And then the fourth time, you guys are getting coffee. What's happening?
I hate that. No, I think that you're right, because I'm perfectly honest. I was going to say, oh, we'll be friends first. And I'm not going to lie, when it's friends first, it's a one-way street. Friendships are a one-way street.
Yeah, and as you said, your friendships, you're like, hey,
yeah,
this
most
is
of them
take time.
No, they don't take time. Friends are friends. Like, you end up, you get friend zone so quickly, you ain't coming out. You can claw your way out. You will never see the light of day of a relationship. With me personally. But...
Shoshana, when you're editing this, I want you to clip this. Okay? Send it to me. When is your wedding day? For my speech, I'll play just this clip. Be like, one thing about Shoshana, she's very confident when she's wrong. Very confident.
I
said, you're gonna have to pull your way out, and guess what? You did. And now she's wearing a ring that you bought her. She's gonna be your wife forever. Wow. Look at
I just think that because I meet so many, okay, that's a lie. Because I meet people on a day-to-day, and most people are just friendly and friends. For me to meet someone is like, wow, I really want to be in a relationship with them. They will have to do something that's like I'll have to be drawn to them quite instantly, like on first meeting. I just
don't think that's real.
I just feel like I've experienced that, and I feel like
but you're not with those people no more.
Yeah, but
what's the but?
But I knew.
But you knew they'd be in your life for a short time.
But I knew that there was something special about that person because it was instant.
Yeah, special briefly.
I've
been special forever.
But I just think the qualities after I got to know them aligned with what I wanted in a person, we would be together now.
Exactly, but they weren't. And what I'm proposing is you would know that already about this person because you would have already known them.
Yeah. And
it's learning about those qualities that would make you be like, I wasn't really looking at him like that, but like now there is something about him, I guess. He's got like
I feel like
his smile's kind of cute. I don't know.
No, but again, it's going back to the friendship, the friend zone thing. Again, I feel friend zone and ick are in one direction.
You feel that currently?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I mean, I just haven't met anyone that makes me want to go like, oh, I saw you. You were like a bit annoying. And wait, I'm trying to think.
But see, that's not true. I don't think that you friend zone your friends because they were annoying. Why are you even friends with them?
I friend zone my friends because they were my friends, and I friend zone my friends because I don't see them as attractive.
Damn. So everyone who's
sorry. No, I friend zone my male friends because I cannot imagine in any world that I would want to be intimate with them in a physical way. Yeah. And when I say that, no, I mean it. I seriously mean it.
I'm just saying there is something to knowing someone. Like we've talked about this before. We're not going to sit here and say there haven't been times where you know somebody and their face literally starts to change for you having known them and knowing things about them and the qualities that they have, and then suddenly you're like, oh yeah, last week you weren't hot to me, but now, today when you just like, I don't know,
tell me your life story. Oh
no. Not when you start crying, that was ugly. No, I mean like, I bumped into you today and you like picked up my bag and I'm like, oh, it's got nice arms.
Vulnerability and kindness just goes. Yeah, that doesn't really go like that, but like vulnerability is like.
That sounds nice.
No, I'm definitely more like.
You've got a nice smile.
I don't think it's about the physical.
It says words funny.
Yeah,
it's a sword.
It's.
Something about it, so charming.
I'm never gonna lie. After we were watching Supacell, I was like, you live by the sword and you die by the sword. The sword was coming out quite a lot in that show.
The sword.
The sword, I know it's sword.
No. But I know that when you're by yourself, you do like to say sword. You're probably like, sword.
I laugh because of the conversation we had, but I know it's sword. No. It sounds weird in my mouth, but sword.
Yeah, when you're by yourself, I was like, and then he pulled out the sword, and that's fine. I can say that. No one's here. Nobody's here. And I can say
no one can judge me.
It's like one of our friends was like, "You say Love Island weird," and I was like,
"What were you saying?"
She said I was saying Love Island.
Oh my gosh, what were you?
But afterwards I couldn't not. I felt like I was always saying Love Island.
Love Island.
Wait. So I was watching Love Island. Maybe I don't know, but she kept being like, no, you keep saying Love Island.
Okay, yeah, I don't.
Do I?
We talked about Love Island a lot. I don't remember you saying that because I would have picked that up. I would have heard.
She's like, you're putting the emphasis on
Island.
Yeah.
Love
Love Island. That's what she said. I was saying.
Wait, so you think this is Love Island, like the country island?
Love Island, yeah, that's what I was saying.
Versus Love Island, that's for love.
Love Island.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I say Love Island. You're
making it sound like you're in Sterling. Today on Love Island.
Love Island. Because when she said it, I was like, but I'm not wrong. She was like, right, listen to what I'm saying.
No!
I'm saying Love Island. You're saying Love Island. And I was like,
wow.
but what's the problem? And then it really was like, yeah, maybe I'm just saying it weird.
I think.
And it does not sound weird to me. But only now it does.
It does, yeah.
But I've been saying it like that the whole time, and I was like, this sounds great.
Yeah, it's not.
Damn. Well, my man could be like, you're right, it's Love Island. Love Island. Now I can't know if I'm
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Listeners, you'll know. Having listened to us talk about it, me saying Love Island.
Tell us if it's correct. But I feel like, talking of Love Island, I was watching a couple of episodes, and this is what's, again, making me question boys, because all the boys are so corny. Like, so corny. Like,
what, from the main villa or in
the main villa one? Oh. Like, the Candyman? Like, the way...
Oh my god, Sean sucks.
He is so corny. And then the other one with the, what's the guy from Killmonger from...
Omar?
No. Killmonger...
like Connor?
Yeah. But the way he was trying to kiss that girl, he was like, oh, do you wear eyelashes? Do you wear highlight or whatever? Do you wear mascara? And then he leaned in to kiss her. I was like, this is so icky. I mean...
They are very young, though.
They're so young, but this is the pool...
Well, that's not our pool, is it?
Yeah, but the pool that we're looking at, maybe looking at that pool, be like, well, they're getting girls.
The wrong way round. You're doing this the wrong way round. When have you ever heard, in life, in order to learn, you need to look at people younger than you.
I don't
know what they're doing. Like,
yeah,
no,
I don't know.
They're looking up to us, and you guys have got to set the standard.
Do you know what? The pool we're looking at should be looking at like the 60-year-olds and see what they do.
Don't be looking at those
50-year-olds.
Because I saw a TikTok about this woman was like, what it's like to date as a 60-year-old woman, and it's not better. Because
that's terrifying.
The thing that nobody wants to acknowledge is, for some people, once you've got to a certain age, you are not growing and changing.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
So if you have been in a series of failed relationships and you decided the problem is not you, the problem is everybody else that you dated, you will find yourself being 60, single.
Yeah. Yeah.
And still doing the same old shit you did before.
And then expecting a different result.
100%. I'd be like, I'm looking for a submissive woman, blah, blah, blah.
Huh? Bye.
You're looking for a child.
Yeah.
And that's illegal, sir.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know if the 60-year-olds are... Because all the good ones are taken.
I know.
Of course.
I know.
Listen, if I could go back in time and give myself any advice, like...
What, guy in uni? No.
There was not really any guys at my uni, to be fair.
No.
This is the problem. I feel like, actually, no, I would not go back and give myself this... Yes, I would. I'd go back to myself in secondary school.
And say what?
And I would say, pick a uni with hot guys. Don't bother being like, my career. No. Your ticket to success. Find someone with money who is handsome.
Yeah, I mean, if I could take back time.
Who doesn't know he's hot yet as well.
Yeah, true. I would be like, what would I have done? Go to a different church.
Well, at what stage are you saying this to yourself?
Actually, I think I need to go back to in the secondary school.
Damn, everyone's going back to secondary school.
Go to a different church. Or, in my early 20s, pick a different career.
Ooh.
That have men. More men. Have more straight men.
Ooh.
That's not a bad thing. Because I'm sorry. That's not a lie. Majority of the teams that I've worked in, predominantly women.
Yeah.
So,
but I think most, I don't know.
Actually, but sorry.
I've worked it
but that
being said, like it's majority women. I've worked at an accountancy and there was probably
actually,
like
you know what?
40, 60
But you don't want to date who you work with, actually, so that's a lie. Change your church when you were young. Yeah, change your church. Yeah, because I don't want to date who I'm working with. So actually, keep my career. I enjoyed it. Keep that career, but go out more often.
Oh yeah,
not to the clubs. Pick a hobby. Go rock climbing.
Do your teenage stuff. Go rock climbing.
Yeah.
I think I would have said just go. I would have actually been like, don't fail your exam. Go to the uni that you wanted to go to, because I bet you I would have found people that were more like me.
What uni did you want to go to?
Leeds.
Okay. Oh, you would have been closer to me.
Yeah, and I think I would have just I would have been a bit more confident.
Yeah.
Although saying that, I really don't know, because like, I just don't think I was ready mentally for university at the time that I went. Like, in terms of personally, like, in my confidence and, like, being away from my family, my friends and stuff. Like, and also being in a space that was, like, suddenly very white in comparison to, like, where I'd come from. True. It was just a lot of new things that I wasn't prepared for. So it's possible that the same thing would have happened at Leeds, but I would have probably felt more confident. Yeah. Because I wasn't going to my insurance uni. So I wasn't also saddled with the, like, well, you flopped. Yeah. And now you got to go here. Yeah, yeah. And I couldn't, and also because we were, like, in shared accommodation in first year, you couldn't even, like, get to, like, we didn't have a corridor the way that people had corridors. Like, I didn't get the, like, proper experience. Yeah. So I think I would have said, do that differently, because I do think that, like, that would have been our first proper co-ed space as well. Like, we went to a girls' school, there wasn't a lot of guys there. Yeah, yeah. So that would have been the opportunity, not necessarily to find a husband, but to have made male friends who in the long term would provide me with a different pools. Yeah. You know? I
was going to say, like, maybe I
also don't think you should fuck your friends' friends.
Absolutely not. Friends, family. Don't do it.
It won't go away. No. Every time you go to an event, they'll be there.
Oh no, I think for me, maybe what I would have changed. Actually, no, I don't regret it, because when the uni I got into, the uni I really wanted to go to was Edinburgh. Yeah, but then really cool. It would have been really cool. But then actually, I think about, imagine me having to go home every single time. The amount of money I would have spent to get from Edinburgh to London. No, yeah. Maybe I would have found my love.
I think you probably wouldn't have come home as much, which would mean that you probably would have made friends that, like, you can hang out with in the holidays.
I may have ended up living in Edinburgh.
You probably would have a very lovely Scottish man.
I would have, maybe, yeah.
And I would come to visit you because I love Edinburgh.
Yeah, I prefer Glasgow, but yeah, Edinburgh's no. Okay. I'm hoodie adjacent. Anyway, so that is a reference to conversation we had before the pod. But I don't regret it, because I met one of my closest friends now in the accommodation. Yeah, so that was the kind of thing I'm really grateful for.
I would not change it.
Yeah, but I would if I can't. You can't change it. That's the thing, I can't change it. If I would have, it would have been, I still gone to the uni that I went to, but just picked a different accommodation, because the accommodation I ended up staying in was like the last resort, and everyone that was there was like, this is my last resort, whereas I wish I had, because I was working at that time. I remember specifically I kept on, like, holding off for, like, I'll pick the accommodation, and then by the time I picked it was too late. It was too expensive, and it was it was like the last resort, and it was further away from, like, the campus and all that stuff. So
that was exactly mine as well.
So, like, all that kind of stuff, I'm like, I wish I just, like, taken action and just done it, and then, you know, all that stuff.
And listen, this doesn't happen if you just get into the uni that you wanted to go to.
True, because I'd be like, oh, well, I'm living somewhere that it's not my top choice, but I'm living in my uni that is my top choice.
And I'm super excited, and I'm going to try. I know I'm going to get there, I'm just going to be buzzing. Yeah. It's just going to be so good. Yeah.
But I'm glad that I didn't go to uni in London. Like, because I also, like, I applied for UCL, and that was, like, really prestigious, but I was like, I'm really glad I didn't go to uni in London.
I'm glad I didn't either.
Yeah, I needed that experience outside London. And even though I don't know if I'll ever move out of London, who knows?
Who friggin' knows?
Who knows? Maybe I'll meet my one outside London, and I have to go and live with him.
Why can't he come here?
You know? But the thing is, London is also the pits.
Yeah, so, to be fair, London is the pits.
At the moment, but then I can't, there's no, like Dorothy, when I tap my shoes, there's nowhere like home.
Literally.
So, that's that again, Anyway.
We should talk about TV.
Should we?
Let's very quickly talk about what we've been watching.
Okay,
we literally have not spoken about TV.
Oh, yes, sorry, this is a TV podcast. We should actually talk about it. I talked about rewatching Ugly Betty.
Should we talk about The Bear?
I haven't watched it yet.
So I've watched episode 1. Have you seen it? People are not happy.
People are not happy about the series, but I haven't watched a single thing of the series.
I've only watched episode 1.
Okay, what can you tell me? That's not a spoiler.
It's 47 minutes long.
Bruh, isn't it usually half an hour?
And it's a lot of...
shouting?
No. The exact opposite.
What?
It's a lot of flashback. I think the entire episode is almost entirely a flashback.
Why?
With a couple of... Don't ask me. I didn't write it.
Yeah.
We got 15 minutes in, and I was like, oh, I thought you were doing like a recap of the series for us. Yeah. Like you just written it into the episode.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm still going. It's like, and now we're seeing Kami working at this restaurant, we're seeing Kami working at that restaurant. Like, we're literally telling his entire, basically, culinary journey to this point.
But then they do that in episode, like, I thought they did that in season 1.
But this is much more, like,
in depth.
Yeah, just really luxuriates in it. It's some of, like, the best, like, it's beautifully shot. Like, it's genuinely beautifully shot.
I'm looking forward to watching it.
And, you know, we get to see Will Poulter again. We get to see Olivia Colman again.
Okay.
We get to see Joel McHale again.
Okay.
We get to see... Who's the guy who plays the brother again? I can't remember his name.
Him. He's so cute. I can't remember his
I can't remember his... I can't remember. We get to see John Mulaney again.
Yeah.
So, like, that's nice, but it's like, why...
Why series 3? But do you know what I'm thinking?
I feel like it's just basically, the point is, like, Kami is really going to beat himself up about that opening night.
Yeah.
Because this is what he's been...
It's really his whole life.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's quite interesting, because I have been hearing some rumblings about the season, and it's like, it's not had as strong a positive reception as it used to have with, like, series 1 and series 2. And they're sort of talking about, like, the whole antithesis or the anti-hero of Kami, and that being potentially its downfall for the season. But I need to watch it, so I don't want to speak too much to it. But it's quite interesting that series 3, like like season 1 and season 2, like the popularity of the bear was growing steadily, and then they've won a huge sweep of awards for series 2. And I think that they are now in their peak, like, not peak, but I think they're, like, massive, like, popularity with the bear with this season. And also it's a really interesting conversation around the bear, because, you know, we only had season 2 last year, so they're really, like, churning this out a bit more versus, like, the discourse around Bridgerton taking 2 years between each season. So I'm excited to watch the bear series 3. I still love this show, and however series 3 pans out, like, I'm still gonna love this show. But it's just interesting now, like, the more eyes, the more critique, maybe, potentially.
I also think that, like, season 3s are usually the kiss of death for a lot of shows at the moment. Like, I feel like in the past, a show, you know, we used to have, like, 20 episode seasons, and so that's a lot of story to, like, set up in season 1 that people are now invested in the show and will follow it all the way up until you decide to stop it. And now, because we don't do that, like, a show kind of lives or dies by its last episode. I feel like the first season is like, this is it, right? We need to just give everyone what we got. And you get a second season, you're like, okay, now we can tell all the other stories that we didn't get to tell in season 1. And then season 3 starts to be like, okay, so now what?
Now what?
Season 3 is probably where you've got to start the whole thought process again of, like, what are we doing with these characters? And because you never know when you're making the previous season if you're going to get that next season. Sometimes you're wrapping story up, right? And if you think about it, season 1 is very complete in the sense that, like, they find the money, they're going to start a restaurant. You could have ended the series there, right? Season 2 is kind of complete, which is, like, the entire season is about opening the restaurant. They open the restaurant. So, like, you're coming into 3 and it's, like, based on season 2 even, we didn't leave on a promise of what a third season would be. Like, you kind of know what the promise of the second season is going to be, because they're, like, ending the series on let's start a restaurant, right? End of season 3 is, like, it's opening night and it's kind of gone to shit, but we managed to pull it off. So what season 3 is running the restaurant?
That's what I was thinking. Like, that's where else is there to go, unless there is going to be some significant life changes that happen with the with the characters, and then the restaurant takes more a backseat versus the characters.
And of course, like, that is always, like, the way that the show is written is, like, there is so much character development and like, that it's so rich in its characters and exploration of them. But I feel like it's been able to do that to this point, because actually the engine of the series is quite clear. Like, we are working towards a specific thing. Like, so you can go on the tangents where we got to go with that guy to Copenhagen, right? Because you know that all of this is in service of opening the restaurant. without a clear engine, where it's like the engine of we run a restaurant is not really an engine because what are we gearing towards? Yeah. And I feel like having worked in rooms where your story engine is not so clearly goal oriented in that way, you end up meandering, and I think even just filling episodes with story that like doesn't feel vital.
Well, as we talked about when we were discussing series 2, the engine of series 3 could be Kami and what's her face? Romance. That to me, that.
But that's not the show.
It's not the show. No, it's never been the show.
Like it would always be a B plot. It would never be the A plot.
But if worst comes to worst, you may have to make that the A plot.
Well, I think if you want to do that, maybe you make the A plot. Someone is trying to poach.
Yeah, true.
Somebody wants.
Isn't that what you pitched that last time?
Did I?
Yeah, I think that you said that someone was trying to.
I've got one story in my head.
Yeah.
Someone's trying to poach Sid, but if someone's trying to poach Sid at the point where they're starting a romantic relationship, that complicates that thing. True. Are you making a decision that's good for your career, or are you making a decision that's good for your man?
True. Interesting. Another.
Because I'd be rooting for her to make a decision for her career. Fuck
yeah, true. Yeah. But then we'll go back to the situation where we're talking about like our regrets 10 years.
Stay with that man.
Or the other thing is like you have.
If he loves you, back you go to your new thing, innit?
True. Or you have a big competitors that come and take over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you want to franchise and then So there's things they could do, but we have to watch it and then we can talk more about it. But like I love The Bear. I do think if they get season 4, which I believe they probably will. I mean, I would feel sad if they didn't get a season 4, but they really need to have a think about what does the show look like, and also them having the agency to be like, okay, we've done all the story we can for this show, we can wrap this up.
Yeah, and how do we want to wrap this up?
How do we want to
where
wrap
do we
this
want to leave that?
Yeah, and actually you having the agency to do it versus the network saying, oh, by the way, peace, that's it, we're not giving you a final season. You know, that's your final season, you're done, you're cancelled. You know, so many shows do that. And there's so many shows like on the Netflixes, on the Disneys, all the other streaming platforms where they just been cut and you're just sitting there going, what's next? You know? So, yeah, that's something that we haven't, well, you've watched a bit of. I need to watch.
I need to finish it. I ended that episode and I said, oh.
Oh, God!
No, I just said, ooh, and they're like,
yeah.
I'm not ready for this yet. But I think I'll pick up episode 2 tomorrow.
Yeah.
The other part of me as well is like I just don't want to binge this because it's such a special show to me, and like if I gorge myself on it, then I'll have to wait another 3 years until the next one. I don't want to
because they're gonna get bigger and bigger, the stars. So
yeah,
I will say one thing, please. Like I'm telling the writers, I beg of you, please don't do one season where it's like one night, and everyone's like. Perspective of one night, and because that's what they did on Orange is the New Black, and I'm telling you that was the kiss of death.
Remember. I did not watch that. I did not watch that season.
That was the kiss of death for that season.
But perfect example of like I just do think season 3 is always the hardest one.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah.
It's really hard to come up with a concept in season 1 that's going to take 3 or 4 seasons to pay off even. So usually, you've maxed it out in season 1. If not, you're maxing it out in 2.
Yeah.
So now we're having to break an entirely new story. And you're asking the audiences to be invested in that new story. Like they might just not care about that new story that you come up with.
But I think that's why you have to make your character development between series 1 and 2 so strong because you want to root for the characters, even if the story itself may not be the strongest. Because I think was it Uploads? What was the last season of Uploads? Series 2. I don't know why I'm thinking of Uploads.
4?
Is the last one 4 or the last one 3?
4.
Is it 4?
I think so.
Because the last season wasn't great. But I love the characters, so I root for them.
It's 4 and they've got one more season.
Crap. So what was season 3 about then?
Go. Yeah, season 3 was the one where he gets out.
No. So season 3 was the last one. Oh. Upload has been renewed for a 4th and final season, and that makes sense because the last season was not great.
Yeah, because you've
done everything you need to do,
and you've broken away from the premise of the show, right?
Yeah.
The limits to this relationship are he is in a server essentially and you live in the real world, right, and now you fall in love. How is this going to work? But he's in the real world with you. But he might die was the thing, right? Was the stakes, but we know he's not going to die, and in fact he doesn't die.
No, but they really got me. Anyway,
but they're making a mistake because the two friends I'm invested in.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going to happen between them.
True. The B plot has now become
that's my A plot.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. Next thing we've been watching is Supacell. I feel like you want to say something.
Yeah, I feel like I watched something else, but I can't remember now.
What else has been on?
I can't remember. I should probably. Oh, Love Island.
Oh yeah, Love Island. I'm not gonna lie. This whole season, I have dipped in and dipped out. I kind of want to watch Love Island USA because I've heard that there's more going on.
I've been seeing clips of that.
And it's so fun, and also the cast looks really hot and diverse. No offense.
Yeah. Some people from the UK season.
Yeah. What do you mean on the show?
On the US one.
Yeah.
Some people from the UK, from previous UK seasons.
Oh really? Yeah, I'm not surprised. When they brought that Scott guy to USA.
Don't say that Scott guy. Because we know who it's Scott.
Yeah, the Scott I was rinsed through all this. Yeah,
it's not that Scott guy. It's
Scott. Okay, Scott. Sorry. When they have him,
I've never seen a bag fumbled. Yeah. Catherine
really fumbled that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
is one of the biggest failures I've ever seen on that show. Is Catherine fumbling that bag.
Oh my gosh!
How could she do that?
I know, and they could have really been a couple, you know. How
could she even do that to her?
They might him as well.
Like you could have been the first black girl to win this damn show.
True, yeah. What was I gonna say? As I said before, the boys are corny on both sides. No one's loyal.
So have you seen any of Castle Moore?
I've seen most of. Okay. You haven't seen them any?
No, I missed. Was it Tuesday?
Yeah.
And I just was like, no, I missed Sunday.
Yeah.
And I've watched everything up till Sunday.
Yeah.
And then, like the thing, because I watch it on catch up, and I hate to go down ads on there.
Ads,
as soon as you've got more than 2 episodes, I'm not trying to sit through 2 episodes worth of ads. And now I've missed 4. It's like, well,
I'm going to be honest. Catch up, just jump back in.
I feel like I might just wait till the day they come.
Which is today.
Oh right, yeah. I'll just watch today.
Maya Jama's dress, I swear like her breasts were just out.
I mean, some of her dresses are barely dresses.
Yeah, but
they're hanging on by a foot at the press.
This one, it was like her breasts are out, and then there's like material just covering where the nipple is, and just a bit. Hope and prayer. Prayers. Sorry, it's prayers because she looks amazing. But like
the level of hot Maya Jama is,
yeah.
Most people will never even be for a moment in their life. Do you think that's mad?
That's mad.
Like she's just on a daily basis.
But I'm really keen to see how she will age.
Because how old is she? She's in her 30s, no?
Yeah, I think she's in her 29.
Okay.
She's gonna be 30 next month.
Welcome.
Yeah. Come on, join the show. Come on, join the group.
I think, when she walked, I feel like that was the other thing about the show. Maya Jama walking in to give it the announcement, and you're crying over some girl or some boy.
You look up, you're like, Maya.
Every single person here is ugly.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot explain how ugly all of you are in comparison to her. Like, it's crazy. I will never. How can I be crying over a man?
And then you look,
How can I be crying over a girl?
Sorry.
When you are in what's Maya Jama, forget it.
Yeah.
Forget it.
The thing is, I knew that's the downside of having Maya Jama as the host, because she's hotter than the
she's actually too attractive.
Oh, actually, there was a bit of this was the dress, but I thought it was only just hanging by
this is crazy.
It is.
I love the flame though.
It looked gorgeous. The flame is literally covering her nipple, but the boobs are out. Like, honestly.
Do you think she was ugly as a teenager? I don't think she was.
There's
no way she's been this hot from birth.
I think she was. Of course, she was a teenager. I think she was like pretty for a teenager.
But she was chubby.
No, I think if there's pictures of her when she was younger, she's not.
She's the same.
Pretty much. No, she's a bit dorkier, but I think she's like you can tell that she was gonna glow up. Wow.
That's so annoying.
Yeah. No,
she doesn't even have an awkward face like everybody else.
No, I think maybe she did, but it wasn't.
She had glasses.
Yeah. And braces, but that was it.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, she looks stunning.
She is just this.
And she's got a great body, and you know it's real.
That is that's what I'm saying. Nobody is ever. What?
I'm just looking at boobs. There's a gap.
Yeah, but some people's boobs have gaps.
Usually that's a sign of, oh no, you know what, it looks real.
Do you know what? Who even cares? She looks so good. Who even cares? She looks so good. Whoever did the work, perfect.
There was, there's a picture of Grace. Like, there was a bit of controversy that Grace.
Grace.
Joey's Grace. Yeah, she has filler. But then I was trying to look at her before pictures, and I'm like, it wasn't.
I saw the literal video.
Oh, have you?
The person who did the filler posted a video of her, and she looks almost exactly the same.
Yeah. So she didn't look like. Yeah, she didn't.
It wasn't a big gotcha journalism thing at all.
No, and then even some of her old pictures.
She's very beautiful, Grace.
Yeah, she was like, she's really beautiful and really stunning. So,
but I think she's got a bad attitude. Because she was very, very happy to steal Joey from Samantha, and then now you're getting clowned, and you want us all to back you. No, girl, this is what happens when you be stealing.
I think, yeah.
You was trying to hold on tight to something that was already stolen to begin with. And also, the other thing that this is the game.
Yeah, it's true. It is.
If your man is really for you, he's not gonna go. Yeah. But the game is, people are gonna walk in here who are hot.
Yeah.
What's weird is that. No offense to that girl, but
who? Samantha?
No.
Harriet? Grace?
The girl that came in after Grace.
Yeah.
No offense to her.
I'm so sorry.
I feel like
I was confused when he was like, this woman, this girl.
But you know what it is? What? I don't think he likes Grace.
No.
I don't think he liked Grace. I think he did like Samantha, and Grace was better than Samantha.
Yeah, but he didn't.
But I don't think he likes Grace.
I don't think.
Because if I liked you, I would still be with you.
True. I don't think he likes any girls. No, not like that. I just think that he's going to the next new shiny thing to stay in the game.
Yeah, he's here for the. I don't think.
He better not be here for the money, but he's here for the game. Because apparently he's going to be in Sunny Sunset.
He's going to be in Selling Sunset.
Yeah, because he's not as a...
What do you mean by that?
Not as an estate agent, but apparently he's going to be like selling a home in Selling Sunset.
In LA?
Sorry, not selling a home. Looking to buy a home. So he'll be featured in Selling Sunset.
He's broke, obviously.
He's going through the rounds.
He must owe child support or something, because what's going on?
Exactly. Yeah. So,
Yeah, I do not think he likes that girl.
No.
And I don't think he liked Grace. And he did not like Samantha. Like...
No.
But I feel like all you have to do is have eyes to see that. I don't understand what they're like. I find it so weird with how he gives me kisses all the time. Kissing people is not that hard.
Yeah. If you don't like them, it's hard.
If you're the person who likes kissing, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
And he strikes me as a person who...
He likes it.
He
likes lips.
He's done his rounds in the club. There's been nights where he's kissed 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different girls that night. That's the kind of guy that he is. And that's... listen.
No judgment.
No judgment.
Yeah.
But I...
Yeah. I think Love Island is
Rip that girly.
With Harriet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also she needs to go, because I did not like that whole situation where she was getting at Kieran and he got at her and then she started crying.
Oh yes,
I do.
Don't weaponize tears, please.
I do understand that, like, sometimes, not sometimes. I do feel like we expect men to be above, right? Yeah. Engaging in little patient like that. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it would give me the ick if my man was going back and forth with a girly about something.
I'm so sorry, like, seeing men going back and forth, even like not even Love Island, but seeing some of these like American shows. It's
big no.
Yeah.
Big no. Yeah. Right? But at the same time, when he was sitting there minding his own business, and then you came for him, and so he came for you, why are you now crying?
Yeah.
Like, you have to stand 10 toes down, because now you look goofy.
Yeah.
Because you wanted it.
And then you couldn't handle it.
Yeah, or you really wanted to be able to live in a world where you can say whatever you want to people, and then they just have to sit there and take it.
Yeah.
And he got her good, saying, well, I haven't been second best 3 times in a row. But he got you good because you actually played yourself. Why was you so hung up on this Ronnie guy?
Yeah.
Who literally, made you second best 3 times in a row. But now she's first best. please pack up and leave. And now he's got you out the
villa. I mean, people keep on saying that they may go back in, but I doubt now because Casa Amore's happened. And
who needs them?
Yeah, Casa Amore's happened. They've not come back.
Casa
Amore has happened, and Sam from week 1 has not come back. So why do you think? Yeah, excuse me, hiccups.
Rip Sammy.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
I don't like Jess.
I don't like Jess either.
She has a bad attitude. And she thinks she's like...
She thinks that she's more attractive than she is.
Yeah, you're literally the most ordinary looking girl. Please chill out.
Yeah, I don't...
Body's not even that bad. Like, it's okay.
I don't understand what it is, but there's not, like, there's nothing, yeah. Also...
And you've got bad attitude.
Yeah,
it would be fine if you were just, like, were just good vibes.
Yeah. Right?
But you're, like, bad vibes, so it's, like, drawing my attention to the fact it's, like, bad vibes based on what?
Yeah.
You don't have the right to have bad vibes. No. Not to say that some people do have the right to have bad vibes, because like I equally think Grace was bad vibes when Samantha was there. Like she was like, "Yeah, I'm that bitch," and then the man left you. Men will clown you, so you can't be.
Yeah.
I think just be humble in this game.
Yeah. There's something about it I don't find that like I don't find it interesting. Oh no, apart from her being rude, there's nothing like attractive about her. And I think.
But you do find the attractiveness rude.
No, I don't find rudeness attractive at all. I think it's a real like it makes them look more ugly.
Yeah.
As a person, yeah. I think one of the thing maybe it's this year. Maybe the standards of the attractiveness is not as not high.
Well, was it?
No, it's not. But you know what? Kind of usually is like not a telltale sign, or just like it happens every year. So we know how memorable it is. It's the dance off challenge. And this dance-off challenge, it happened and I was like, was that it?
Really early as well. It was me.
Yeah, it was super early. And I was like, was that it? No one was interested. Everyone was doing the exact same dance moves. Everyone had the exact same body type, no offense. And then the girl who has the batty, they're covered with feathers. Mimi. I was ready for her to show the world the backside that she brought in episode 1. And they covered it with feathers. Her husband. The one that's... You're gonna dip into Casa Amore.
I don't care.
Ayo is messing her around in Casa Amore.
Who was surprised?
She is. She's gonna be so surprised.
I never believed that man was there for Mimi.
Yeah.
She was there for whoever was there for him, and the problem was there was no girls that was there for him.
Yeah, she's gonna be massively surprised by that. But yeah, I think it's a joke, but
that's why the strongest couples end up being the ones where it's like you actually have to be tested on the show, because if we're not tested and we go to Casa Amore and that's the first time you've seen a hot girl, you're gonna act crazy.
I mean, look at India and Dami still together. Who else have gone through Casa Amore? And like, there's a few of them that have stayed together even after Casa Amore. But yeah, so yeah, Love Island Wolves. It's gonna wrap up, I think, at the end of the month. I'm looking forward to it. It's 3 more weeks though of this.
Well, nobody watches the last 2 weeks anyway, because it's just
so basically one more week for us to see the outburst of Casa Amore, and then that's it. So
yeah.
And
should we talk about Supacell?
Yeah, let's wrap up with Supacell.
What were your thoughts?
Yeah, so for context, Supacell is about a group of ordinary Black British people from South London who've discovered they have superpowers linked to sickle cell anemia, because I've forgotten what the link is.
Yeah, basically, if your
parent had sickle.
If you carry the trait but you don't have sickle cell.
Okay, yeah, then you have.
You don't carry the trait. You don't have sickle cell, but you can carry the trait. You are supercell.
Yeah, you have a supercell, so you have all these superpowers.
So sickle cell, you've got supercell.
So it's written and created by Rapman, who is
and directed the first block anyway.
Yes, and it is he has written and directed and created a couple of different shows. Films. Shiro. Do you know what's the poem?
He did Blue Story.
And what's the other one?
Shiro Story.
Shiro Story is a YouTube story. So, in actuality, I watched the first 3 episodes to begin with, and I said it is not for me. There's so many things I love about it. One, of course, I love black cast, black shows. I do. Shut up.
I said nothing.
This guy was giving face. But I do love black shows. there's not a lot of like British shows, and apart from Top Boy, which I have not watched.
You don't care about
I started watching it. I watched series 1. I haven't finished it yet, but we're still there. But I do care about Black British stories, and I care about Black stories too, and so it's always exciting to see.
Shoshana doesn't care about Black people.
What in the Joe Bush is going on? But I'm always excited to see like content on my screen, because it's so few and far between.
Yeah.
You know, we've had like Champion, we've had Queenie, and now we've had Supercell this year, and I'm sure there's been other shows, but like in terms of like main titles in the zeitgeist. So yeah, so I was like, super excited to see it. Super excited to see that it was like filmed on location around South London. Like there were so many places that I have walked down, you know, bought food from, you know, it just felt very local and so relatable. Like it just felt like home, and that was really lovely to see in terms of the locations. But I think when I watched those first 3 episodes, I thought I'm not going to continue watching, was because everything felt a little bit stereotypical. This is the issue. We've talked about it in terms of Black content, Black British content, where, and there has been criticism about even having this narrative, but like sometimes it always seems to have very similar tropes, like gang violence and drugs and estates. And within those first 3 episodes, it really hit pretty much each of those tropes, like bang, 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 like very like stereotypical, almost comical. Like the scene that was really got me was like the first time you met, I think it was Taser and his boys, and they're all wearing like red bandanas, and the other group is wearing blue bandanas, and I literally went to the screen. I was like, what in the Crips and Bloods is going on? Like it felt a bit too like West Side Story, American type of vibe. But that aside, after wanting to give it up after those 3 episodes, there's a lot of really like big buzz about the show online. Like, oh, it's the best thing, you know, it's so good, you better run to watch it. And because we were reviewing Supercell this week, I continued watching the last 3 episodes. So I almost finished the last episode. And I actually really enjoyed it. What I enjoyed was the superpower aspect, like that aspect, and knowing that, you know, the show is raising awareness of sickle cell, which we probably know people that have been impacted by sickle cell or have the trait, and know the impact that disease has on people. But the fact that it has been used in a, you know, I don't want to say the word positive, but used in a way to kind of describe it as kind of a link to a superpower, was really exciting to see that. But also I loved when you started to see the superpowers come together, when you saw the group of people unite. I know I've not talked about characters in particular, but when you started to see that aspect come to life, I found the show so much more exciting. And then it kind of took away from the ideas of the tropes of the estates and the gangs and this, because it was all culminating towards something. So it definitely exceeded my expectation. The first 3 episodes didn't, the last 3 really did. So that was my initial thoughts. Go on. Now I'm keen to know what you thought.
So I watched the first episode and I thought that the writing was quite pedestrian. Like just very like first thought is what I mean. Like it's very first thought. For some reason in that first episode there were 2 like intro scenes where people are pretending they don't know each other. So initially our lead character and his girlfriend, he's like, hey, can I talk to you? And she's like, I have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
You know that's her man. Yeah. But anyway, okay, you did it the first time, you always be cute.
Yeah.
Then later on, he goes to see his friend at the club and he's like, hey man, you can't come in. He's like, please, I really want to speak to this person. And then they open the door and he's like, hey, why don't you tell me you come in? It was like, sorry, is this how this guy talks to everyone he knows? He just pretends that he doesn't know them at first. Like, that's so weird.
I didn't even think of the second one. I mean, the first one I think was like kind of a funny way of like introducing it.
Yeah, I mean, it went on for too long.
It did, but yeah.
And I found them to be very cookie cutter, like, babe, we've just bought a house, I've bought you a car. Oh, babe. And then they're at home watching like a dating show going, these black women that go on dating shows, it's like a form of self-torture. I was just like, oh, these two are so boring. These two are so boring. But
there are probably people out there like them.
100%, right? And then it got to the, the stuff with Taser. I was like, not they still someone in episode 1.
Yeah.
Then...
oh, yeah. People would bring out the sword or the sword way too quickly.
There was the amount of flicks of like the sound of a knife being flipped out, crazy.
Yeah.
I think, and I it's interesting because Top Boy is not that violent.
Is it not?
It's not. Like,
I don't think this in the episode that I watched, it wasn't.
It's not. Like, I think they really use moments of violence in that show, right? It's not an episodic occurrence. And what really surprised me about the show is how often people were encountered with violence, particularly Taser, who is a teenage boy, right? In his storyline, in his world, you could die every day.
Yeah.
And that felt very intense to me. And I know that, like, obviously, that is a lot of people's lived experiences. So I'm not trying to say that it felt fake or anything, but it was just like, this feels very brutal and, like, tonally, to me, much darker than, say, the story that's happening with the nurse and the sister. Yeah. Or with the strong guy who doesn't have a job, that is not nearly as dark as, like, oh, this kid has been stabbed, his friend's being stabbed, his friend's got shot in the back, his friend, like, do you know what I mean? It's a lot. It's just, it feels much more like The Wire.
Yeah.
Like that storyline of the show than it does, like, with the rest of the tone of the rest of the stories. But I got to the end of the first episode and I said, well, this is basically Heroes, but black. Because the story of Heroes is find the cheerleader. They all have to come together to be that just felt very X-Men-y as well. Like, it's very Avengers Assemble, like the whole thing. Yeah. Like, it's very simple. You need to get the team together. So I got to episode 1 and I was like, well, that's enough for me. And I spoke to a friend who was like, people are gonna... like you were saying, there's so few black British shows that are both written and created and directed by a black person. It's important for us to watch it, and it's important for us to see what lessons we can learn from it too. So I went, and also it wasn't even that I didn't think the first episode was engaging. I was like, I get it. Like, I'm, I wouldn't say I'm a massive sci-fi person, but, like, I've seen all of Heroes. I've seen all of Misfits. Like, the idea of ordinary people getting powers like that. Yeah, I've seen it. And I get it, and I like it. So I'm like, this will be good for people who haven't seen it, right? Yeah. I don't think I need to be one of the viewers.
I was gonna say, I'm one of those viewers that have not seen Heroes and not seen Misfits.
Yeah, so I was like, this will be fine. And then, I watched the second episode. Yeah. And I was like, okay, more violence. Yeah. And I watched the third episode, and I then took a break because I was like, I actually just don't want to be in this world. Yeah, like, for that long. It's like, let's really not... I feel like it's not escapist because we know that that's how so many kids are living in London right now. And so it just felt very bleak. Yeah. Actually, I couldn't enjoy it as an escapist piece of television. But then I spoke to my sister, and she was gushing about the show. And she has seen Heroes. So it was like, okay. She was like, she actually said she thinks that this is maybe one of the best Black British shows she's ever seen, like, in our recent history. And she was like, I think it bodes well for where we're going in terms of the kind of art that we can make. And I was like, on that, like, with that in mind, I'm going to go back into the series because I know that if we don't engage with our art, it gives commissioners a reason not to make any more of it. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna finish it out, and I'm glad I did because I do think that it starts to gain momentum and get a bit cleverer with the writing as it goes on. I think it's like the 5th episode or 4th episode when they all are going to the same trap house for, like, different reasons, and they all happen to get there at the same time. And I mean, it was a bit convenient. It's like we're 2 episodes away from the finale, and they've all just stumbled across each other.
Like, what?
And it kind of makes the lead characters goal kind of mute.
Yeah.
Because his whole thing is that he's trying to find the group, but the group come together themselves.
Yeah.
But I thought the episode was well written.
Agree.
And the sequence when they are all sort of with each other was really clever.
Yeah, that was my
well
favourite part of
directed.
it. Yeah, agree.
And then going into the finale, I thought the finale was really accomplished. I think that's the final sequence when you realise that one of the like lead characters happens to be also part of this like shadow organisation that's hunting our heroes.
Andre. Or someone else.
Crazy.
Oh, Big Space guy.
No, Crazy.
Oh, with Getz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. Sorry.
When you find out that he's part of the shadow, like you know, there was a feeling towards like maybe end of episode 5 where I was like, oh, he's gonna be part of it.
Oh,
where he kept on. I feel like you keep bringing this guy up, right?
Yeah,
and currently his only claim to fame is that he's
dating the
girl's sister,
nurse's sister, yeah.
And he is Taser's mentor.
Yeah, true.
But we keep going back to this guy. It's like, oh, he's going to be involved in some way. And also, his teeth are too nice, so he's a bit too shiny. I feel like he's got to be involved in
I just
some
remember
shape
thinking
or
his
form.
beard is really shaped up well.
That's what I mean. Like, you're not
Teeth
doing
is
that for a
good.
side character.
Skin
Like,
is
he's got to be
growing.
someone.
Yeah.
But I thought that the way they revealed that was quite nice, and the whole thing about like, so I don't know whether you know this, but like the whole thing about time travel is like you can't go back in time and speak to yourself, because if you go back in time and speak to yourself, exactly. So the fact that the series opens with him talking to himself, I was like, well, if either this is going to be a show that doesn't respect the conventions of sci-fi, which will really piss me off, or it is, but we're just going to have to sit here and wait for that to happen. And in the finale, it does pay off, which made me happy. I'm glad that they did. Where it was, it's like the problem with you going back and telling me that something's going to happen is like, even if I try really hard, everything's going to gear us towards that thing happening. And the way that it happens, I feel like, is quite satisfying in the sense that, like, you know, this character is in trying to save one person will have to sacrifice everybody else, or in trying to save everybody else will have to sacrifice one person. And yeah, I just thought it was I feel like the finale was a really good episode of television, period, let alone of just this series.
That's good.
So yeah, shout out to Sebastian Till, who directed that final block, which is the last 3 episodes.
Yeah, because I definitely saw a shift in the show, or maybe it was also a change in how I was perceiving the show as well. But I think there was a shift in like the writing, in the direction, in it. It just felt a bit more elevated. The first 3 episodes, like I agree with you, pedestrian. It felt like something I would see on like BBC 3, which I'm not gonna lie, like. It's not saying that's a bad thing. It's not. It's just like this is a Netflix show, and you expect like the level of quality that you expect from a Netflix show. I mean, I know it's debatable, but like I don't know. I would expect something a little bit different, and I felt like the last 3 episodes did live up to it, and I just wish that we had that at the beginning. And I agree with you that the brutality of the first 3 episodes, the knives and stuff, it just didn't sit that well with me. And you're right, what is going on in the world and the narrative of like, and it's not even narrative, this is actually what is going on in terms of like London and stabbings and things. It just felt too much. I was like, what's going on? And maybe it's supposed to be reflective. It didn't feel like it was adding anything to the story. Like, take it out of like what's going on in London. The story of this show, it didn't feel like it was moving this story along. Them constantly having to bring knives out to battle and fight, because also there was so many people in the hospital and I didn't know who they were. I didn't start to lose track. You know?
Yeah, I don't
know. Maybe that was just me.
So like, what I think that my sister said that was quite interesting was like, oh, you know all these people, right? All of these people, you know them, all of the characters, and it's like, she's like, yeah, you know, the couple that have been together since school, like bought a house together and get married, all of that stuff, you know, that these verses was that one mixed race boy, he's got that one white friend. Like, I'm like, yeah, you kind of do know who that is as well.
Yeah.
Like, the sister who's in, like the nurse sisters who all those characters you know them, and I feel like maybe the issue with the taser stuff is we don't have to see multiple scenes of that to understand that that's the one that he comes from.
Because you can't.
But that's all he's doing.
True,
and he doesn't have anything else going for him.
And again,
we get to see. There's a scene in episode 1, which again felt very cut out of a thing, where he's his grandma. He lives with his grandma, and he brings like the bucket for her to wash her hands so she can eat. And I was like, damn, we've all done this.
Yeah, sure.
We've all done this. But like, that is the only moment we get to spend with his family when you find out that there's like, his mum is missing, all of this stuff, and it kind of just feels like, oh, don't worry about any of that stuff. I'm focused on the streets. And it's like, actually, you could have probably tied a bit better the fact that his mum went missing to why he ended up throwing himself so much into what's going into the streets, right? Like, so a bit more cause and effect as opposed to like, he's in the streets, his mum's missing, and they're two separate things.
I think that's where, like, again, I have not fully finished watching Top Boy, but even in the episodes I watched of Top Boy in like season 1, they give you that groundedness. Like, you get a bit of like, this is the backstory, this is the families, and then you understand why he's on the characters are on the street. But you get a bit of that, which then feels more relatable, because I remember like, and this is like a real like throwaway comment, but like, I was in a church service and I think the pastor said something like was quite interesting, and I'm paraphrasing, so it's not like accurate, but he was saying something like, basically saying that, look, a lot of the victims / perpetrators of these knife crimes are boys and young men that grew up in the church and was dragged to church by their aunties, uncles, mums, dads. And so a lot of these things are actually still happening in the church. It's not something that happens outside of church. It's not excluding of that. And you'll be surprised having police officers come into an auntie's home. Like, this is not unheard of. What I'm trying to say is that, seeing a young man or whatever, a boy who's on the street, but seeing his home life feels more grounded, it feels more relatable than him just being on the street with his bandana, pull up the knife. Like, it just, that...
It's an explosive way to start a series, for sure. I get why they decided it that way. But...
I mean, to me, I knew something was up when they did that scene where they dragged that black woman across the
obviously,
thing. And I know it was visually, it is very striking. Again, I was not in the space to watch that, because I said, as soon as I saw that, I said, I don't want to see black brutality. This is not like Supercell, supposed to be about superheroes. And I know, like, don't get me wrong, I love Marvel. Yes, there is brutality in Marvel, but I never feel like it is. I never feel like personally attacked by it. That sounds really weird to say.
No, I don't think that's right. Like, it's not brutality aimed at you, right? Like, the whole point of this shows is like, these heroes are here to protect us, and we are all aligned against the villain. Whereas, like, you're right, there's an element of shows about gang violence or inner city life that does feel like a reminder that this could have been you, this could be your family member, this could be like, do you know what I mean? It's like, give us a break.
Yeah.
I didn't go have to be out in the world, make it to my house safely just to be reminded on television that I could die tomorrow.
Yeah. So I think that's why the superhero aspect, which is is like that USP of this show, that's what I found really exciting, and that's what I really enjoyed from the series more than anything else. Like, seeing them with their superpowers, yes, they were fighting each other at times, but that was really cool. That scene in the trap house, that was really cool. And even the way they shot the trap house, it reminded me of The Gentleman, actually. And I was like, actually, there's nothing wrong with showing drugs in a show, even if it's black or it's white. I think it's fine. I just think maybe it's more that. I think it was the stabbing aspect that was getting on my nerves, and then seeing the brutality that was getting on my nerves, and then seeing the estates, and like, I was like, if we're just doing a tick box of tropes, and you are a black writer and you're doing this as well. Like, how is that progressing our narrative and progressing our space to be able to expand black stories? The superhero aspect does that. Like, it does that so well. The stabbing and the stuff, it's taken a couple of steps back, but I don't know.
I think that it's a tricky thing because there will be a bunch of people, you know, online saying that stuff was what made them feel like this story was about them, you know, and like, you know, I was talking to my sister about this because basically London Hughes tweeted something and then everyone sort of clowned her. As they always do whenever people... It's the same with the American Fiction situation as well that made me come off Twitter. It's just like, you're not allowed to say anything. Yeah. Even if you're right, people will make you feel like you're wrong. Yeah. And when you're wrong, people will guess you up like you was right. Like,
yeah, it's crazy because when I saw her comment on TikTok and people were like, I mean, she ain't lying. Everyone kept saying she's got a point. Like, everyone was saying it, but then there was also the backlash as well.
Because I feel like, and this is the thing I was talking to my sister about, right? People like you, people like me, people like London Hughes, the stories that we would pitch would be very different to Supacell because that's not our life, right? Yeah. I feel like the argument she's making is, sadly, our stories don't seem as valid. But you have to take into consideration that we are not we're not the majority within our minority even.
Yeah.
Our lived experience is not the majority of people's lived experience. Supacell is probably closer to the majority than me picturing my little story about a girl who loves rap music or London Hughes making a drama about a woman who loves dick. Like, it's very specific to you, right? And I feel like we're only going to get to a place where we can tell such specific stories if we make ones that are film mainstream. And as much as it is sad and it does feel regressive and it does feel very confronting and unpleasant at times, living on life on an estate is the reality and the norm for a lot of people. I grew up on an estate. Yeah. Being a victim of or witnessing or knowing somebody who has been touched by a knife crime is a reality. Yeah. Like, there's a moment where the nurse's sister, like, this guy basically tries to rape her, and I was like, this is a perfect example of another thing that, like, if you're a woman on a show, just assume that at some point someone is going to try and rape you, because we keep putting these scenes in. We keep reinforcing the idea that as a woman you would never say it's just a matter of time until somebody tries to rape you, right? And that stuff makes me feels just as regressive to me as the gang culture stuff, because like, why do you keep showing us this stuff? Sometimes it feels like maybe you're trying to normalize something that shouldn't be normalized, right? But that isn't to say that that's not been someone's experience and they don't, that person shouldn't get to see their life reflected back to them in the same way that I want to see my life reflected back to me. And so it's a really tricky subject because inherently, obviously, nobody thinks knife crime is good. We all think it's bad. But if it's a part of the community and people want to discuss it, they should be able to discuss it. If they want to explore it, they should be able to explore it. And I completely agree with you that, like, at the same time, we should be able to tell other stories. And I agree with London Hughes on that. Yeah. I feel like the answer isn't stop telling the hood stories and only tell our middle class stories, because we are not the majority. I think we need more variety for sure, but tearing down a black show so that they can make your black show is not the answer.
I 100% agree with that. Like, there is so few of us in the industry, so few titles and shows in the industry that we have to celebrate as much as we can. Yeah. Because the more we celebrate, the more opportunities there will be, and there's been such positive outpouring of support for this show that, you know, it hopes it will open the door for more black stories to be told in a matter of time.
This is kind of Rapman's thing.
Yeah,
like it's been his thing.
Yeah, I've not watched Blue Story or Shira's story or whoever's story, but like, I've heard from people that it's very much in the realm.
That's his thing.
So when you sign up for it, you know what you're getting.
Exactly. So I feel like even getting up to tweet about it, it's a bit like, who are we mad at? Because the man made what the man would make.
Yeah. Yeah.
and it happens to be something that you think he shouldn't have made, but you're not the commissioner, girl.
Yeah.
And ultimately, it always will read as bitter and unsupportive to the community. It's always going to read like that.
Yeah.
It will always read like that, because the conversation that we're supposed to be having isn't how come they're making your black thing but they won't make mine.
Yeah.
The conversation is, why won't you allow us to have more than one black title on at a time, so that we can show the full spectrum of what it means to be black, right? And because we're not having those conversations, we're going to stay picking at each other. That's all we do.
And that's the thing.
And that's what bothered me so much about the backlash that Queenie was getting from like a black journalist, a black critic. I was like, what do you think you're going to get a pat on the back for saying it's shit? Oh yeah, it's shit, it's not good. And then I feel like you're forgetting that the repercussions, you're not taking into consideration the repercussions, and you might argue, why should she should be able to critique a show regardless of whether the people are black or not. But it's just like, that feels like a really easy victim, like a really easy mark. And you could have just not reviewed it.
Yeah, that's true.
If you watched it and you didn't think it was good, you could have just left that shit there.
Yeah.
You didn't need to go, this is garbage, it's reductive, it's actually setting the black community back.
Wow.
Like, you're doing a lot.
No,
you didn't need to do all of that.
You could have said that it's not the greatest show and this is things that could be improved. I don't want it to be...
It feels dated. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm not even going to argue on that.
Because it was true. But I was going to say, like, I'm not saying... It's hard because...
But to talk about it in the same way that London Hughes is talking about the knife crime specifically, to talk about a show like it has no other qualities but the negative thing that you found about it, just completely dismisses all of the... Like, Tosin Cole, his performance in that finale, I thought was absolutely brilliant.
Who's that?
The lead.
Oh, him, yeah.
I think that the guy who plays Taser, who's also in Borders...
Yes, he was Borders, yeah.
...is going to have a long career.
I think the doors are open. There's something about him.
Yes, I said the same.
There's something about him.
Oh, I didn't notice. I was like, maybe it's because I watched Borders first and I watched this. Like, there is something about him.
He's given me John Boyega.
No. He's given me Michael Ward. Oh, but you haven't seen.
I haven't seen.
Top
I was going to say he's given me Daniel Kaluuya.
Okay. John Boyega's a
I think John
Boyega.
I don't. What's wrong with John Boyega? I think that's actually a very good comparison.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway.
You know, yes.
I would say,
I actually agree with you. I don't know why I said no. He's a great actor.
He's giving me John Boyega vibes, but do you know the person I didn't, who was giving me...
Close the door.
One Direction.
Yeah.
One Dimension. The nurse. Her page... For me, it was giving me two expressions. Actually, one whole expression: worried and scared.
Because her storyline is actually quite thin.
It is definitely thin, but
it's the same with the mixed race guy. I feel like there are certain characters that, like, Rapman was like Taser, where he was like, we're going to spend a lot of time in this place as well.
Yeah.
I feel like the nurse, thinly drawn. Like, Loki, I was like, is this what I sound like? Because her whole thing is like, my sister. I was like, oh.
Yeah. I was like, that, yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
And I love my work. I was like, oh,
Me?
Me down.
No.
But, yeah, and the mixed race guy is like, I sell weed. And it's like, actually, that scene with his mum.
Oh, yeah.
Where you find out that, like, they basically put him out in foster care because she wanted to marry someone else who didn't want him around. Like, that came way too late in his character development, and I think we should have seen more of that earlier on, but I know why we didn't, because I feel like his character was written to be the comedic relief.
Sorry to throw it back to another show, The Gentleman, the comedic guy in that one as well.
What one comedic guy?
The weed head, him. Like, that was what he was giving me. I'm sorry to, like, I'm not saying that Gentleman and Supacell are on the same level, because I don't. I think Gentleman is a lot stronger, but in actuality I do, because I think
it's got white men in it.
No, take that back. No, because I think that the early episodes, it's weird actually. Gentleman's early episodes are really strong.
Yeah.
Supercell's early episodes not so much, but I think actually the latter episodes of Supercell is a lot stronger than
100%. Gentleman
so actually, weirdly, maybe they're even, but I just think you need to get your audience in early on for it to, like, be a success. Well, it's gonna be a success regardless, but, like, it just needs to start strong, and I just don't think that Supacell started as strong as it could have in comparison to Gentlemen. But yeah, it was giving me that kind of feeling of the weed guy, and then this guy having a very similar type of like, comedic relief, dynamic acting,
And you know, this is what I mean about having a room, is that when you're in a room and you're breaking story, you're interrogating every single one of those characters. So each of them will probably get a day of like, what's blah blah's story? How has he got here? What does he need? Because like, a very light touch, it's like they're trying to buy a house, and it's like,
okay, and
that's literally it. His world is small. He's got one friend, and he's trying to buy a house. That's his entire life. Oh, and he sells weed. That's it. No other friends, no girlfriend, no family, nothing. And then you find out towards the end, oh well, his mum gave him up, which honestly was incredible. Like, Calvin Dunbar's acting in that scene was great.
He's been in other stuff, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He looks so familiar. Like,
he's been around.
Yeah.
But like it felt. I also feel like you're wasting your actors.
Yeah.
Because when you see a scene like that, it's like, oh, we could have had so many cool, really complex, interesting scenes with this character. And he's great as a comedian, really. Yeah. So I'm not saying don't cast him as that.
You definitely need it in the show. You needed it. Yeah.
But like, I don't know, in places it sort of, you know, because he's the only comedic relief in it, it's like he's got no one to bounce off.
Yeah.
Be a bit one note after a while. But like, the nurse as well, her whole thing is my sister. Yeah. I just don't know how much range you can and she's so uptight from like, weirdly, when you first meet her in the hospital, she's like really charming with the person, and I just assumed she was like a sort of bubbly person. And then it just
it just goes
straight into like, she's just uptight for the next 5 episodes.
And it's hard because I was thinking, oh, is there other ways that she could provide more range when she's in her Supacell form, and that didn't, to me, like materialize in a sense, because it just felt like she was giving the same face as she was doing the same moves. It was giving me one dimensional.
Okay,
I'm not saying that she can smile while she's doing it, but like, go on, throw someone to the thing. But it's just that she was scared of her own shadow in every single episode, every single scene.
It's a great way to describe her. Yeah. I also think that, you know, I'm just gonna say, I don't think men can write women a lot of the time.
Yeah,
and
I think
I don't think he was most excited to write the women in this show. Like, even to be honest, Tossing Cole's girlfriend being like, she's just so squeaky clean.
Same, I agree.
Just a bit eye roll. Like there's a scene where he's like, can you just like leave it alone, stop looking into the whole Supacell thing? And she's like, no, I want to. And he's like, can you stop? She's like, no, I want to. And he's like, just yells like, just stop. And she's like, can't believe you yelled at me.
Yeah.
And I was like, as if this is a way to two African people having excuse me, who shouting at?
There'll be that.
Who are you even shouting at?
Then she will be questioning him like, why are you telling me not to do this? Because you know that when you tell me not to do something, I'm actually going to do it. So what's the problem? Like,
maybe that's just us two saying what we would do if we was in this situation. Of course, there are going to be the guys that'll be like, can't believe you shouting at me. Fair enough, but like, that to me is not the most interesting dramatically, and I get why he did it, because it's the save the cheerleader thing. We need to feel like, oh, she's this innocent lamb, and
she felt
it's gonna be such a shame when she dies, because she doesn't deserve it. Whereas if she was a bit mouthy and like,
I'd be like, oh, peace.
They're like, yeah, kill her. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
I feel like the nurse sort of suffers the same fate, which is that like, what you wanted from that character is like an exploration of female rage, right? You present in your day-to-day life as this like lovely, bubbly person, but inside, under the surface, you're like holding in a lot of anger. And I feel like that should have been the balance with her, rather than like putting her in a position where she, like, you almost wanted her to like fling her boyfriend in that first episode, and then get in the car and be like, that wasn't me, and just continue to live her life, just acting like that thing never happened. And then she's like,
and then having like a breakdown, like maybe halfway through the season, where you're like, well, you see that the cracks starting to form.
Where like the weird stuff keeps happening, and she has to just sort of acknowledge that it's her.
Like, I don't know. And then she's like laughing but crying, like I don't know what's going on. And, you know, that type of thing is like, you see the torment that she's facing, and you're like, oh, range,
because
dimension.
Angry black woman, right? This would have been the perfect opportunity
trope
to
that you could
explore.
take that.
No, I mean, like, it would have been a great opportunity to explore the
Yeah.
trope of the angry black woman.
Yeah.
Because knowing that that thing exists, I think there are a lot of black women who then travel through their day-to-day trying really hard to never be angry and never be aggressive.
Yeah.
But anger is a normal human emotion. So
Yeah.
where does that anger go when you're not trying
true.
to express it, right? It bury it deep down.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
one day, the car won't start and you're kicking it
Yeah.
and people are staring at you being
Yeah.
like, what the hell are you doing? Because you're actually, that is your opportunity to release all the anger that's inside of you. And that is what her superpower should have been.
Yeah,
it's
true.
like, here is this person who's just like, gets so much shit every day, but she just takes
keep
it and like bottles it up, and she's just a ball of energy, and she's always smiling, and then she goes out at night smashing up cars and throwing guys around because she's like needs to get that energy away from her. And so like that would have just been a really, again, would have been a space for some comedic relief as well, because you're watching this sort of almost Stepford wife trying to be like, everything in my life is great, everything in my life is fine,
and you're like,
I'm turning into a freak or whatever, and it's okay. Like it just would have been really, really fun, but only someone who understands that women have rich inner lives. And I'm
no shade, but true,
I genuinely think, in the same way, like, I don't know whether men have rich inner lives. I've never been a man.
I'm sure they do.
I, however, have been a woman, and I've been surrounded by women my entire life, and I know that they're incredibly complicated, complex people with the ability to, smile 1 minute and cry the next, be really strong 1 minute, and then, spend 3 days lying on their sofa, not eating, not drinking, not sleeping, get up, take a shower, go to the club. Like, we are a mystery and an enigma to ourselves even. So I'm not surprised that for men looking at us, you would just write, sometimes she angry, sometimes she not. Because that's what it looks like to you. You don't really understand.
Oh my gosh,
And on top of that, like hormonally, every month we are 15 different versions of ourselves. Like, there is a lot of fun that could have been mined from that, but only if you understand or are interested in what it means to be a woman. Yeah. And I think he was more interested in what it means to be a man because that's what he's familiar with. You know?
And I think that's why, like, because I think Rapman probably said that he's experienced life on the streets, and I think the Taser character is probably a character that he relates to highly, and that's why that character is really given richness.
Yeah, and a lot to do.
A lot, I think even Andre's character has like a bit of like. Who's Andre? The guy, the father, the strong guy. I feel like he gets a bit of like a background as well.
But
like,
equally, his story is kind of repetitive.
It is,
I can't find a job, and I love my son. I love my son. Can't find a job. Can't find a job. I love my son.
But don't worry.
I went to prison.
Yeah, true. I mean, I
like that they eventually revealed the prison story.
Yes,
so are we just gonna just be hearing that he went to prison?
It was kind of nice to hear. It was like, oh, is that what happened? So.
But then also like, wow, you really made a decision because snitching.
Get stitches.
It's like, okay, give me the stitches. I need to live the rest of my life. But I guess if you die, could you get anyway? Yeah. But yeah.
What would you rate Supacell?
I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Sorts out 3.5.
I would give the first 3 episodes a 3. Oh. I would give the last 3 episodes a 7. So yeah, about 6 if you round it up.
But you gave The Gentleman.
I gave it highly because I actually thought it was really like the beginning part got me. It's very rare that I watched an episode 1 and I was like, that was really good. Like that's what I said about Gentleman. I watched it, I was like, that was really good.
Let's run the tapes back.
I wish we could. I know I gave Gentleman highly.
Run the tapes back because I don't know if I believe that.
I swear that I'm sure I said it in the pod that when I watched episode 1, I really I enjoyed it because I definitely watched it. I was like, this is not something
like white man.
It's got nothing to do. Theo James was beautiful in that show, but I also said that Getz was also beautiful in this show.
I think Tosin Cole is very handsome.
Tosin Cole is also very handsome as well.
Beautiful cheekbones.
He does, but I feel like if you ever was to date Tosin, I feel like he'll be such a wet wipe.
Ooh.
I feel like he'll be so dry. Like, no, he'll be the best type of guy. Stable, reliable.
What's your beef with Tosin? No, this feels real.
Boring.
This feels so real.
I have no idea who Tosin. No, I'm just saying the Tosin's character.
Oh no!
Yeah, sorry, Tosin's character. I'm sorry, not Tosin himself. Tosin, I've seen him in interviews. Very good looking guy. Very
very
But like
Tosin's
People
character.
always like Benedict Cumberbatch. No,
No,
cheekbones.
no.
Okay, cut.
But Tosin's character is dry.
And I would never do that.
And I wouldn't date him. Like, he's boring. He doesn't seem like he has a
Who
backbone.
would you date on the show? What are you saying, Gets? That's crazy. He literally is a villain. He literally grabs the other girlie by her throat.
Yeah,
You're like,
that was
that's for me.
That was what I was gonna say. No, not Get. Probably the comedic relief.
Okay.
Because he's the or. I mean, but based on this alone, Tosin is the reliable, stable guy. So Tosin. Or...
You want to say crazy, it's okay, just say it.
Can't date Gets. Can't date Taser, can I? Andre... I mean...
He seemed, honestly,
do you know what?
Andre seemed good vibes.
Andre actually was good vibes.
He's broke.
He is broke, but I think...
he's good vibes.
But he's ambitious.
Yeah. And he's good at his job.
And he's good at his
has
job.
one.
Yeah. Do you know what? Andre.
Okay.
But, Tosin wouldn't tell me when I was going to pass... Yeah.
I don't need to know. What the hell? Even when he was like, when they're like, oh, you haven't told her. Don't tell me.
Yeah,
I don't want to know.
No. Actually, you know what? It's a toss-up between Tosin and Andre with a bit of... Who would you date? Who would you date?
I would date...
Taser.
That is a child.
That's
so
a child.
no.
That's
Also,
a child.
I'm not trying to date someone who has a knife. Period.
No, yeah, constantly.
One day, every day has a knife. Yeah, no, it's a hard one, because there's not a lot.
Yeah, the options are slim.
There's not a lot of eligible bachelors.
No.
They've all got problems.
Yeah.
The guy who is I've been meaning to say this. Guy who's Calvin Denver, so the comedic relief, his friend.
The white guy.
Is the boy from Top Boy.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Was it? I don't know.
In Top Boy, there's literally one white boy. So, but
I thought Barry Cogan.
Wait, so are you watching the?
I started with series 1, like old school series 1.
Yes.
So, but
Barry's not in that. He's in the Netflix one. No.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. So I'm starting from the beginning. I'm starting from the Channel 4 beginning.
Okay, Summer House, because that's what it's called.
Yeah.
There's only one. There's one white boy in Summer House,
and he's in.
Yeah, who's best friends with the lead boy.
Okay.
That's the guy who's because I saw him and I was like,
why you look familiar?
you're really familiar. And I've always wondered what happened to that boy.
Oh, well, he's back.
But he's back.
Yeah, but then Barry is in the Netflix one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in the last season, and for 2 episodes.
Oh, okay.
Very random actually.
Yeah.
He must have been like, please let me be in this show, and they're like, okay. Guys, it's literally ended. No one goes out.
Yeah.
Who would I date? I think.
If you say him, I'm literally gonna.
Who's Tosin's friend? He has a club.
Yeah, him.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Then I could be like hearing about what's going on, but I'm not in it.
That's true. I was gonna say Rapman did make a cameo in the club scene.
I don't want to date that. No. Oh, and that guy as well with the teeth. What's his name?
Not Gets.
No, the guy who tries to rape the sister.
Oh, him.
His name is he's also a TikTok. He's a Twitter person.
Oh wow. But yeah, so there's people in there.
Yeah, there's another guy in there who works with Crazy, who looks really familiar as well.
Yeah, I only just found out that Gets was in the show because someone put it on
Stop
social.
saying Gets like you know that man.
No, that's I don't know, but his name sounds familiar.
You know, I just heard that Gets. This guy said Gets about 15 times tonight.
But the thing is, the joke is, I don't know what his songs are, so I
Googled.
I don't know. Even though I don't know, I googled Gets famous songs, and I still don't know what it is.
So funny to say that you typed in the words and Gets famous songs.
Because I was like, there must be something famous about it, and there must be. But I don't know what it is.
So yeah, that's what we've been watching this week.
Yeah, just a small wrap up.
We'll be back next week with more things that we're watching.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll continue our Scandal rewatch.
We kind of have to. I feel like it's getting into the goofy stage.
Yeah. Again, 3rd season. I tell you, it's the curse of the third season.
That makes so much sense because the 4th season, a mess. It has 5 seasons, didn't it? The 4th and 5th. Even the 3rd season of Ugly Betty.
I'm telling you, people get weird.
Yeah. Anyway, this has been Scripts and Giggles with Shoshana.
And I guess Jessa now. Guess my name is Jessa now. No,
Yeah.
it's not. It's going to be Marnie because
Oh, Hannah.
It's Marnie.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.